Hi Negeen. I'm a Muslim and I saw your video. I was rather moved by it. So I felt I would like to make some sort of response and have some sort of communication with yourself and put forward a few suggestions in a nice, friendly manner. Okay? Like I said, there's no pressure, but I would like you to reconsider Islam. What I've done is I've taken the liberty to put a few links in the description of two individuals, okay? I want you to remember these names. The first being Yusuf Estes. Yusuf Estes is an ex-Christian preacher who has converted to Islam, and he's doing great work in spreading the message of Islam. Many people are converting to Islam, and he is well respected and well recognized, okay? There is another one, Dr. Jerald Dirks. Dr. Jerald Dirks is a little bit more than an ex-Christian preacher, Negeen. He is an ex-ordained deacon who was educated at Harvard Divinity School. I want you to view his material. Like I say, I've made it easy for you. I'll put the links in the description. You have nothing to lose. I'm sure you will feel these two individuals to be rather authoritative. People who are pious and very sincere. And perhaps, especially if you read the Gospel of Mark chapter 3 verse 35, perhaps you will view them to be the brothers of Jesus. Because in the Gospel of Mark chapter 3 verse 35, it does say, whoever does the will of God, or rather, whoever does God's will, is my brother and sister and mother. Now, I want you to ask yourself, before going to that and having a look who said that, and again, ask yourself, is that something that God would say? I'm sure you will say, no. God would not say that he has brothers, sisters, and mothers. Now I want you to ask yourself, is that something a prophet would say again? I'm sure you would say, yeah, that it does seem to be rather feasible. A prophet would say something like that. Now I want you to go and check who said that. Who is that quote attributed to? Yes, it is attributed to Jesus. So we realize from this that Jesus is not God, but he is a prophet. Now if you agree with this logic, then you are well on your way to becoming a Muslim, which is great news, but there is no pressure. I've also put up a couple of links to my blogs, okay? On my blogs I have a number of videos from reputed Muslims teaching people about Islam and Christianity. I also have a few articles out there on those blogs responding to some of the critique and arguments against Islam, showing them to be baseless and superficial. So I do recommend you have a look at those. I would recommend a few books, but I am worried that I'm overburdening you, especially in this festive period. Perhaps you are looking to enjoy yourself a little bit more, but if you do have some time, look up the book Beyond Mere Christianity by another ex-Christian named Brandon Tropoff. He's converted to Islam as well, and it's an easy read as well, okay? There is a dry read. Perhaps if you've got a Muslim bookstore in your vicinity, you will see this on display. If it's rather cheap and if you can afford it, do buy it. Like I say, it's a dry read. It will take you some time to go through it. Jesus, Prophet of Islam. But it will furnish you with a better understanding of the Trinity and the history of the Church. Now, the coup de grace, if you like, Dr. Bart Ehrman. I want you to look at some of his material. I've got his lost scriptures in front of me, and he does mention there were numerous gospels out there available, but these were lost. Now I want you to ask yourself, why weren't these not included in the New Testament? And who decided on what to include in the New Testament? Now, there is another book. I do apologize. I know I'm overburdening you rather. By Taqi Usmani. I don't have it in front of me. I've actually misplaced it, I feel, but it is a great book. And I think the title is What is Christianity? If you have access to that, read that. Now, more importantly, I want you to read the English translation of the Qur'an. Forget about those who try to dissuade you from doing this. They are people who are not of a great learning capacity. They're not well versed with Islam, and they should not be dissuading you from doing this, okay? So I want you to get a copy of the English translation of the Quran, okay? And go through it. Take your time. And also, now most Christians have never read the whole Bible. So I want you to go through the Bible, okay? I want you to get an NIV version as well. NIV, okay? New International Version. Go through it. Start with an Old Testament, okay? Let's go through it in order, okay? Whilst you're going through it, I want you to look at the footnotes at the bottom of each page, okay? And I want you to ponder upon them. Ask questions concerning them. And when you do get to the New Testament, I want you to ask some further questions. Ask yourself, are the Gospels, the four Gospels, a little bit more weightier than the material of Paul? As the four Gospels are reputedly about Jesus. Now, I also want you to ask yourself, are the earlier Gospels, the Synoptic Gospels, a little bit more weightier than John, which came a bit later? And I want you to look at the earliest Gospel. Though it is not the first in order, I want you to look at the Gospel of Mark. This one is my favorite Gospel because I feel like this one is probably the most reliable. So I do like to read this one. Like I say, I'm a fan of the Bible as well, okay? So I want you to do this. But whilst you're doing this, I want you to liaise with a learned Muslim, preferably an Islamic scholar at your local Islamic center. If you don't have one of these, go to a learned Muslim. And if you don't even have a learned Muslim in your vicinity, then email myself and I'm sure we could help you out, okay? Like I say, you've got nothing to lose, Negeen. Do enjoy the festive period. I hope you have a happy new year. We are in your camp. We are the Muslims. We are not here to harm you. We are here to help you. And we are here to support you, Negeen. And we are praying for you. We are praying for you.